pay their salaries. And again, we do not pay them to murder our children. So what's going to happen here, we're going to be men and we're not going to be afraid. You understand that? You do not kill our children. And this psychopath right here, he hired the last killer. Okay? You do not kill our children. You are not allowed to kill our children. And Chief of Police, okay? You need to hire civilized professional police officers so we can remain civilized, okay?
Right.
Okay?
And
all right?
really,
and I'm just telling you.
No longer are
we will remain civilized
right.
as long as you deal with your trash.
Right.
Take out your trash so we don't have to take it out. You understand that?
We're 75 miles an hour in a 70.
Sir, my truck does not even go 75 miles an hour. This truck is governed. It doesn't go 75 miles an hour. So that's what I'm saying. For you to issue me a warning for a speed that the truck does not even go, that I can't even dispute in court, that I can't take that.
Sign this. All right.
You wrote it on that ticket and you want me to sign it as a warning. I'm asking
I
you.
also issued this right here. Look. So it does show our interaction right there. 1W speed.
Yes.
So I just put in the comment section what you're doing. Okay. That is
Sir,
it.
but you put in the comment section of something that I was not doing. Me signing that is saying that I was doing that.
I use the laser. Everything I do is video and audio recorded.
Sir,
right?
we have a video and it's recorded
that
as
is
well.
Fine. Take it to court.
The speed is recorded. That's what I'm saying. I would like to
Are
be
you
able
going
to
to sign it or not? That's the last time
sir,
Go ahead and step out. What's my fire out here?
Sir, I would like to be able to take that to court and not get a warning. When you get a warning, you can't dispute it, right?
Come out. You want me to put that? You want me to take that out? Check that 75 miles an hour?
Sir, that's all I'm asking you. From the beginning, I said I cannot
Okay.
take a warning for that because I can't take that to court. If I get a warning, I can't take that to court and dispute that.
I'll write a different ticket. It won't even say 75 miles an hour.
That's all I was asking.
Listen to me.
That's all I was asking.
You're still going to be issued a warning.
Sir, how am I being issued a warning for that?
This is your warning for your speed. I see my thing. I issued it. I'm not giving you a citation for 75 and 70.
Why are you not giving me a citation for it? Why? Can I have your badge number, please?
Yeah, 325.
Can you call a supervisor out here? Sir, can you call a supervisor out here, please?
You either take it or not.
Sir, can you please call a supervisor? You see what he just did? He just threw the warning at me. He threw the warning at me. I asked for a supervisor. He just leaves.
We had to press the police right up.
He's working. He's working. Leave him alone. Stop being racist. Stop being racist. Stop being racist. Hey! Hey! Leave him alone. 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 Stop harassing us. Stop harassing us in our community. Stop harassing us. Stop harassing us. These are my nephews, okay? They work for the company, okay?
Work for this parking lot and for Metro. What y'all doing?
Officer Garza, Officer Mata, Officer Garza. They come in our community and they harass us. They harass us in our community. This is what they do. Harass the Hispanic. Why you hop out the car and harass him? Why did you get out the car and harass him? Stop harassing the Hispanic. Stop harassing us. Harass the Hispanic. Harass the Hispanic.
Y'all got the right one today, bitch ass nigga.
There's so much going on in this world, but fucking bitches.
We had to press the police right up.
Listen, I don't want to visit crime. Alright, we're not here for that. We just came because he called on me. That's really it, man. That's it. I've been here the entire time. It's not that big of a deal. At this point, dude, all we're gonna do is identify you. That's it, man. Alright, just fucking enjoy your day.
Appreciate y'all, bro. Cheers. Happy Juneteenth to y'all.
I ain't got nothing.
Well,
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Alright, good.
Right?
I got some. I got you to look.
Alright, man. Just, hang out. Alright, he comes back over there, avoid him, okay?
Oh, shit. I didn't know who you were. Appreciate y'all. Y'all in the You too, brother. I just seem so problematic, and I don't do nothing. I don't be doing nothing. But chill.
So when it comes to, looking at Mexican OT's interview, right? And it's clear nobody's in that motherfucker Black American, so I don't know why y'all was talking about the N-word in the first place. But when it comes to, motherfuckers like Mexican OT, one thing that's always clear to me is that y'all don't actually grow up in Black households. Y'all just grew up around Black people. I mean, not around Black people, with Black friends, and you copy them. You copy them saying the N-word. You copy them trying to be rappers. You copy them wearing chains and weird grills. Because somehow, right, y'all always be the same archetype. Y'all never be nothing else. When it comes to growing Black people, they never be the church going Black people. They never be the country Black people. They never be the Black people who practice roots. Somehow y'all motherfuckers never do no other aspect of Black American culture. Y'all always do the same shit. Rap, say nigga, wear chains, wear grills, right? Copy whatever aspect of Black American culture we're showing y'all online or outside, right? But you supposed to grow up with Black culture. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Can I ask them about any other aspect of Black culture? They don't know shit. All you know is rap music and how to say nigga. No, you didn't grow up with Black people. You grew up with certain Black people, seeing them doing certain shit, and you copied it. That's why that's the only aspect of that culture you know.
Dear Native Americans, I am your very, very distant relative from Siberia. Because about 20,000 years ago, few of Siberian tribes migrated through Bering Strait right to Americas, both continents. And as you can see, studies have proved that we do share specific genetic markers like Y chromosome haplogroups Q and mtDNA haplogroups like X that are found in both Siberian population and Native American groups. This is the photo of the Brat Siberian tribe. And this photo is from one of the Native American tribes. And as you can see, we actually do look quite similar. Not only that, we do share some cultural similarities. This is a shaman from Siberian tribe. And this one is a chief of one of the tribes in Native America. I'm not sure that this is a shaman. I'm pretty sure it's a warrior. But the outfits look similar.
So I just have to, I feel as though that I have to keep putting together videos like this in order to try to get through to a lot of people that we don't really have friends. And if people made it to the end of the video where you saw the Asiatic woman speaking, and some people are like, but well, what about people like her that are spreading? I mean, it's great that they're saying that. That's great. Keep working on those actions. Again, some people, when things start getting tight, they feel as though that they might need to turn a new leaf and do a variety of things and deliver certain types of information. That's great. Keep doing that work, and I'll keep my eye directly on that. And I'm still going to be wary, because at any moment in time when people decide that they have a little bit of safety, they will revert right back to factory default settings. It happens, every single time. So I'm not really too sure why, a lot of people happen to get mystified or they get wowed, when other people are coming out with information that really should have already been out there, but people want to safeguard things just so that they got a trump card to try to dictate or say otherwise. So 2 of the cop videos, not 3, but the main 2 cop videos, there was something that was quite odd about those videos, right? And the main consistent thing that took place was the fact that the individuals there were not of the, normal look. They seemed to be a little bit different. And this is why Black Americans are sitting this one out and not speaking about whatever's going on when it deals with other communities out there, where it deals with immigration, ICE, and so on and so on and so on. Because again, we can't even get the simple respect. It's crazy for the fact that the Black men there are wearing shirts that are stating that they are, I guess, community security or whatnot or whatever, right? They're there to monitor and to make sure that everybody is fine, right? And the police come there to harass them. Color me surprised. When you have Black men that are active in the community, that are protecting the community in at least a way, unarmed, they get harassed by police. Nobody can give me a valid reason as to why the police would need to be there harassing or trying to arrest the black men that are there, that are just trying to make sure that the customers in that community are completely fine. This is why I told people before, it doesn't matter what black men do out here, they will always be deemed, seen, and treated as the villain, because somebody has to be the bad guy. And again, you saw the Hispanic men directly out there trying to really go for the black men. If it wasn't for some of those in the community being a type of barrier and separating them, the police, from the black men there, we don't know what would have happened. They probably would have called out tasers. They probably would have had a magical, attack dog coming out of a trap door somewhere. It would have just been a large brouhaha, and one of the men probably would have been paralyzed or lost his life or in a hospital or a multitude of other things, because we've seen it before. I've covered videos like this before. And again, this is why the black Americans here do not care about the police, don't respect them at all, because the police do not respect black Americans. And that's just a fact. That is just 100% a fact. In the other video that we had directly up there, in another video up there, we had a black man who obviously has a CDL. He's able to drive trucks. This is how he makes his bread. This is how he puts a roof directly over his head or his family's head, and provides and does all of that. You had this random cop, again, looks pretty similar to the others, who decided that he wanted to say that the black man was going 75 in the vehicle that he was in. And the guy was simply saying, he was like, yo, that's not even possible, because these vehicles aren't even allowed to even reach those types of speeds. So how did you come up with 75? Doesn't even make sense. And you heard the cop trying to argue the point, oh, well, we got the speed reader and all this other yada yada. The same nonsense every single time. Cops are never wrong, right? The cop supporters will always say that, oh, the cops are never wrong, back the blue, thin blue line, all this other type of stuff. Everybody else will say the exact same thing, especially when it deals with black people, right? They'll be like, oh, well, stop being mouthy and just take your day in court and da-da-da-da, and stop getting disrespectful and yada, 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 yada. But the thing that people don't understand is the fact that, from what I at least read in the comment section, is that if this man, who has a license to, drive, 18-wheeler, whatnot, whatever, if he was to receive a warning, some people were saying that it's technically worse than a ticket, because that warning will stay on, I guess, their record or whatnot, whatever, for about 2.5 years. And they would have to just wait until that warning disappears. And not only do they have to wait on that, but it will bring down their score quite significantly. So a lot of these cops know how to mess up people's money, also that they can fulfill some type of a quota that they need to do. Again, being anybody, shout out to, anybody from the 313 Detroit versus everybody. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I mention this. In between the times of the very last week of the month to the first week of the month, so you may have about like a good 2 weeks, that you will just see magically what would be considered the whole Detroit police precinct out on the streets, making all types of stuff. Like, it's the most police presence that you will ever see. The moment in time throughout the rest of the month that you literally need the police, they're never nowhere to be found. They're always late. We've had instances where we've called the cops and we needed them there around 3 to 4, and they didn't show up until the next day, even if that. Right? So again, the utmost police presence that you will ever see, especially when it deals with Detroit, is during the last part to the first of the month, because everybody has to get out there to get their quota. So now they're oh, you sat up there, you turned a little bit too slow, your blinker was 5 seconds late. I'm not sure if you had a seatbelt on, but I'm going to get you for that. And it looks like your your oil's a little bit low. Let me write you a ticket. Like they just trying to write tickets for any and everything. Like I said, it's the craziest circus that you will ever see. I'm pretty sure other states got their stories, but I'm talking from the perspective of being black and being directly in Detroit. Is completely nonsensical. But again, it just goes to show how a lot of these cops ain't really about doing their job. They're slouches, they're lazy, and a lot of them will decide, and I've covered this before, where you've even had mainstream media, right, local news, talking about the fact that cops have been caught sleeping while they're getting overtime. They're supposed to be out there on the streets, during those 12 hours or whatnot or whatever, but they're at the precinct, literally knocked out, just sleep and just collecting money. The laziest thing that I've ever seen, and they're getting good money while sleeping at the same time. Crazy work, diabolical in nature. But again, these people know how it is to keep getting money and to mess up money for other people. So the last video I want to mention is what I would, and technically there's another video. I may do that one, but the other video that I want to mention is the fact of the brothers that were there at a meeting where it dealt with the police. Obviously, the life of a young black man was taken, or even maimed, whichever. And you had a black male representative there. Not sure if it was the father or whatnot or whatever, but he specifically told them, like, yo, if you want us to stay completely calm, then you need to make sure you manage and handle yourselves correctly. A lot of people online would hear that coming from black men. They'd be like, oh, that sounds like a threat. Then they should sit up there and arrest them. They wouldn't be talking to me like that. Everybody is so quick to be judgmental up until one of these cops takes the lives or the life of your loved one. And now magically you want to have this type of energy. You want to feel a certain type of way. But as long as it doesn't hit you, it doesn't affect your family, your friends, co-workers, your whole ecosystem. You're completely fine and dandy with it happening to everybody else. And this is why I've stated to a lot of people before that it's going to reach a point in time where everybody's going to be meant to suffer. A lot of these dogs out here are going to bite and take the lives of other people in other communities in great numbers. And you're going to see a lot of people weeping and crying and running through the streets. And it's going to be like that. And again, people are going to look to black people and be like, yo, we got to really stand up for this injustice. It's like, nah, black people have been trying to stand up, against this injustice. And all you guys told us to do was tolerate it. You guys told us to bear. You guys told us to teach our kids better, to dress better. Maybe you shouldn't have tattoos. Maybe you shouldn't have grills and earrings. Maybe you should cut your hair and not have dreads and those other wild hairstyles that you have. Maybe you should be looking like thugs and gang members. Maybe all of these excuses. So this is why I said before, just let it all fall. Everybody is going to, feel it when they are meant to feel it. And black people are not going to be there to pick everything up and to console and to make people feel better. You may have a few outliners directly out there because they feel a certain type of way about the black community, but the greater majority of the black community are on a nice break, trying to console and to pick up the pieces and put everything back together, because y'all just disrespectful. Y'all just do not care. We've been crying through the streets. We've been doing protests. We've been trying to be as human and as cordial as possible in a inhumane system, dealing with inhumane situations, going out here and being slaughtered. There are literally videos out there where cops have taken the life or injured a black person, stating that I saw a gun. And then you see them on body cam looking for said gun, and it never existed. It was all in their imagination, because that's how much they fear black people, that they imagine a weapon being there. It's crazy. But like I said, when everybody else's time comes, the time comes, and I'm going to sit up there and tell you that I'm going to be up there ordering some Uber Eats, and I'm going to enjoy the festivities. I'm going to enjoy the tears. I'm going to enjoy people having to go to and from funerals and having to go to their own meetings and talk to their own police chiefs and cry and do this and that. I'm going to enjoy watching people go through all of these trials, having to sit up there and call upon whatever God that they believe in to give them strength so that they can stand to deal with their oppressor, the person that took away the most important person in their life. It's amazing. Like I said, just like how everything passes, this too shall come. And this is going to be a very, very long duration of people having to suffer and deal with this. Now, last but not least is the video that you should see in front of you, which was a young black gentleman just sitting at a bar by himself, just, I guess, filming. And, just making content, making videos, right? Not bothering nobody. He's at the bar, not bothering nobody. A white patron in the restaurant decided to call the police on this black man just simply minding his own. Like I said before, this is what black Americans talk about every single time. Why is it that there are no types? I promise you that if there were laws set in place where if people made these false calls that they would get arrested and thrown in jail for like 90 days, I promise you it would go down by 90%. You will still have fools out there, but it will go down by 90%. It's crazy to see something like this happen. And this is why I always stated that nobody can ever tell me that racism doesn't exist. Because why else would you call the police on this man? The cops literally came over there, cordially talked to the guy, shook his hand and everything, did not remove him. Didn't holler, didn't yell, didn't pepper spray, didn't handcuff him, didn't tase him, didn't put him to the floor. So obviously that black man was innocent. But do you think that any of the people that are out there on social media would call for the person who called the cops originally to be arrested? No. They'll be like, oh, well, obviously they had a reason. I wonder what happened before the guy started recording. I bet you was acting, obnoxious, and luckily he met some nice officers that were fine with his obnoxiousness, and it'll be all that type of stuff. This is proof that racism still exists directly in the United States when you have white patrons out here willing to go out on a limb and call the cops directly on a black man who is drinking, hoping that this is going to be some type of there's a wording, somebody can write it in the comments section. It starts with an S, ends with an F. But certain types of films directly online, like I said, they get off on these types of things because they hope and wish that what is in their mind that they want to happen will actually come to fruition. So they'll send their attack dogs to do the dirty work because they don't really want to do it. They don't want to suffer and bear the consequences that they know are not just going to fall upon them, but their whole family and probably their whole bloodline. So again, they go with the safest route, which is, 911, there's a black man here. That's all that needs to be said. And they're coming down there with 9 cars deep. And they're coming directly down there to do whoever's bidding, aka the devil's bidding. But I guess, at this moment, the devil wasn't home. So I guess the devil missed that call. So like I said before, this black man was lucky. Because a lot of black men and a lot of younger black male teens are not so lucky. They don't happen upon an instance where we all know that they're innocent and that they happen upon the right cops who will do justice, which is let me survey, let me talk directly to the party of the accused and get their side of the story and, try to figure out who's right and who's wrong and who's wrong and who's right. This is one of those rare instances where the cops were like, we see that this was just a false alarm. Whoever called, and, it's whatever, stay here, enjoy your time, that's it. Like I said, if there were laws set in place, things would be a lot different. But more than likely, there'll never be laws in place. And a lot of those who are racist and who have this type of imagination where they envision certain things happening to black people and they want to make that happen, they're always going to be in existence. They're always going to be able to try to do these things or be ever so close. Because there is no laws, there are no rules. There's nothing to stop them from doing this. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment section below. And just remember, to anybody that is Black American out there, we don't have any friends. We really don't. Like I said, give it enough time and you will fully see who people are through their actions, not their words, but through their actions. All you have to do is just give it time. But let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.